How do you know if you are priced correctly? Do you price based on feeling? Do you price based on market? Do you price based on your competitors? Today, I want to break down the key factors you need to take into consideration when you are pricing your services. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Abby Johnson with Matterhorn Business Development. As I already said, today I want to talk about pricing. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about what we do and how we can help you grow your business, be more profitable, and be happier and have fun in your business, check out our program below, Adventure to Profit. So let's talk pricing. This is so important to get right and get dialed in because even being priced 10% lower than what you really need to be at can really harm your profitability, and that can be your make or break point right there. So it's really important that you nail this on the head and make sure that you are actually priced profitably. I think it's pretty obvious, but I'm going to say it. If you aren't profitable and aren't making a profit, you aren't going to last long in business. And it's kind of at that point, what is the point of the business if you aren't actually profitable in it? Now, I am a profit first professional. That means I am certified in a system that helps ensure profitability in the business. You can check out our playlist on Profit First. But today I'm going to talk about pricing because this is another thing that you can change and immediately have an impact on your profit. Okay, the first thing I want to say here is you need to be pricing based off of you and your business. I don't really care what the competition is doing. We need to know what your numbers are. What does profitability mean for your business? Now, there's some benefit to knowing the industry standards in your area because if you are priced 10x everyone else, then that might be a problem. Or if you are negative 10x everyone else, that is also a problem. You need to look at your business and your situation. So the first important thing here is to actually look at your costs. And a lot of times what I see people do with this is they're just looking at job costs. So if you have a type of business where you're doing pressure washing or HVAC or anything, home service, a lot of times people are only focusing on that gross profit number, meaning after they pay subcontractors, job materials, cost of goods, all of that, what's that gross profit number? Hey, I'm making 50% gross profit, 60% gross profit, whatever it is. But you need to look at, there are more expenses after that, right? So what are your expenses after that? The same goes with coffee shops, restaurants, whatever. I see this a lot in cafes is like, okay, the cup of coffee is this much and I make after the ingredients and the cup itself and the paper sleeve and the lid and the ice and whatever, I make $3 off of it or whatever. Okay, but where is that $3 going after it? That's not going directly in your pocket. That's going to pay your rent, pay your lights, pay your water bill, pay your employees, pay for emergencies, damages, pay your taxes. You need to figure out your costs outside of just your job costs. So a lot of people get hung up on that and think that they have a great margin, but they're not thinking about all of their costs after that. Another thing to factor in is marketing. If you want to grow, you're going to need to have a budget for marketing. I usually tell people 5 to 10% of your revenue set aside for marketing. But if you aren't pricing to include that in your price, then you aren't going to be able to ever afford marketing. You're not ever going to be able to grow and you're stuck in that endless cycle. So that might be what's happening to you now is you simply just need to bump it up a little bit just so that you actually have the marketing budget or the budget to add an employee or whatever it may be. So now you know what your costs are. Now you need to look at yourself as the owner. So what do you need to be making from the business to support your family? How much do you need to be setting aside in taxes every week, every month, every quarter? And I'm not talking about payroll taxes, I mean IRS taxes. So this is the other thing that people leave out of the equation sometimes is themselves, which is pretty silly and obvious, right? You need to look at your personal goals, make sure you're making enough from the business. I've unfortunately worked with business owners before where they're making the same amount as their employees, sometimes less less than their employees. A lot of business owners I've seen are making less than if they just went and worked for someone else. But that's not why we got into business, is it? We got into business to be more free, and maybe you're free schedule wise and you have control of your own time. But if you aren't financially free as well, it might break you at some point. So this isn't being selfish. This is being a business owner and making sure you're actually making a profit that supports your business and its expenses, but also personally you and your expenses. Now, I'm not saying that you should go out and price all your jobs because you want to go buy a Maserati. So you're just going to, price yourself out of the market so that you can go buy a sports car. It needs to make sense, obviously, but really sit down and look at those hard numbers. A lot of people don't actually write this down and calculate, these are my expenses. This is what I need for myself. This is what I need for taxes. Then you've got your goal and you can break that down per job, per customer, per your industry. So this is a topic I talk about a lot in our program, Adventure to Profit, with our members in there, because there are a lot of other factors. There is your market. There is how many customers can you afford to lose, because you might lose customers if you raise your prices. But within Adventure to Profit, our program, we actually have a whole module all about pricing, and we've got some really great templates and spreadsheets that show you if you raise your prices, how many customers could you afford to lose, how many customers would you need to gain back, and it does all of the calculations for you. So that's just one of the many benefits of being a part of that program. So click the link below to check it out. We have membership options for any tier, any size business, whether you're just starting out or you've got 30 plus employees, we have an option for you within our program. So click below and check it out. The other thing I wanted to mention is our channel sponsor, MetaPulse. This is how I keep track of all the statistics, every moving piece within Matterhorn and my clients' businesses. And this is also super key for profitability because I can see immediately what's working and what's not working in the business. So go check out MetaPulse and I'll see you next time.